to the second video of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum, written by Stephen Spender. In the first video, we had done first stanza, so today we are going to start the second stanza of the poem. First of all, I'm going to read it for you. On sour cream's walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities, belled, flowery Tyrolese valley, open handed map, awarding the world its world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this world, our world, where all their futures painted with the fog, a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. So, in the first line, the poet here is describing the classroom, the wall of the classroom, its color. What is the color? It's cream and it has turned sour cream because the wall had been painted many years back and after that it had not been painted again. So now it is dirty, it's dull, it's drab, and it's giving that kind of a bleak atmosphere to the that gloomy atmosphere to the class. Look at the condition of the wall. This is yet another picture of a slum classroom. So here in this word sour cream walls metaphor has been used. The walls now appear as awful as sour cream because they are very, very old. The one who has started the school has become so indifferent towards it that the walls are now in their ruins, but nobody cares about them. So that is the sour cream walls. Now there are other things put up on the wall, and they are all donation. Maybe some wealthy people has donated these things and they are put on the wall. What are these different things? Shakespeare's head, an image of the Shakespeare, a photograph of the Shakespeare's bust. So that is put on the wall. Then there is a picture of a portrait of a city. That is, in the portrait, we can see the sky is cloudless and civilized dome. That means those buildings which has dome on the top of it, they're the buildings of the privileged ones. So it's very clean, it's very beautiful, and those domes can be seen in the different buildings. That's why riding all cities. Then there is a picture of the beautiful Austrian Tyrolese valley with its beautiful flowers and the buildings, the church, etc., where they have bell. And then we have an image of an open-handed map, a map which but not particular refer to any city or any place. It's a map to explore and to know about the world. The lines open handed map awarding the world its world could refer to the map of the world hanging on the wall of the classroom, giving the world out there to explore and to know. So, all these things that have been put up on the walls of the classroom, through that, Spender had painted a vivid picture of the classroom. For everything that is to be found on the walls of this classroom is the exact opposite of the reality that is in the lives of these children. Now, Shakespeare symbolizes intellectual, learning, high academic standard. But in the lives of these children, there is no intellectual stimulation. The picture of a city with domes and a clear sky, this is a symbol of the greatness of the architecture. It represents man achievement in architecture. And this is again positioned by bright, clean dawn, suggesting that such architecture means beginning of a new era of civilization. But in the lives of these children, there are no great marvel of architecture. So they stand in the contrast of the life of those children. In which classroom, in whose classroom, these pictures, these photographs has been put up. Next, we have a photograph of a beautiful valley of Austria, which symbolizes that uh, the bounties of nature, the beauty of the nature. It is meant for the enjoyment. But for these children, there is no scope of even for natural beauty of the gushing rivers or valleys filled with flowers. So we can say that these things are not for them, but it has been put on there in the walls of their classroom. Then open-handed map, we have already read that it's there on the wall to show to everyone the world out there, to explore the world, to know the world. Now, these are the things that we can recall again. Shakespeare's head, that is an image of the Shakespeare with his head. A picture of a city with clear sky at dawn and the dome of an ancient city building. A beautiful Tyrolese valley and a world map. So these are the things that can be seen there in the walls of on the walls of the classroom of the slum school. Everything in the room is a reminder of how far removed from that reality that these children are living in. This is not their world, which is depicted through these different photographs or portrait. Moreover, every donation is a reminder. Every donation, these all things are the donations. It's a reminder that somebody wealthy has donated and done an act of charity for them. And this only serves to emphasize the poverty and the needs of these children. Instead of increasing their self esteem, it only helps to remind them again and again of their deprivation and poverty. So the next line, awarding the world is world, and after that, and yet for these children, these windows, not this map their world. What they see on that map is not their world. So, what is their world? Their world is these windows of the classroom. From there, they can see their world, where they belong to. What is their world? The slum area. This is their world, not the beautiful world that they see in the map. That is not their world. They cannot relate themselves to that. That seems to be an far a thing that is beyond their reach. They just cannot relate themselves to that world. They can only think about the world that they see around them. They are confined in this world. In this world where their all future is painted with a fog. Their future is painted with a fog. Means what? See, all the slum dwellers, mostly all of them, are rag pickers. And when they extract the metal by breaking it open, so what happens? The dust that comes out of it that goes into the air around the slum. So the area around the slum is full of this metal dust, and that's why it seems unclear, polluted, unhealthy. That's foggy. Foggy means something which is not clear. What happens on the day when we see fog? The reason is not clear, unclear. So that is their future here refers to. This is foggy or bleak or dull future. Now, students in a school have a dull future or foggy future means what? The education provided them is not empowering them to face the challenges of life. That is the thing Stephen Spender here addressed. The education should prepare the one to whom it is provided to face the life. But when it fails to do so, so that is the time it should be changed. The transformation in the life of the student education should be able to bring. But here, the education provided to them in that slum school is not able to do so. It fails to do so because their lot is not changed by that education. It is same as it was in the time of their parents. The next line I'm moving to: a narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. What is a lead sky? A gray sky. Again, the same thing comes: polluted sky around the slum because of all that. The activities they are involved in, the plastic, the metal. So it is polluted sky. That's why its color appear to be black or gray like lead. And the street they live in are narrow streets. So here again it symbolizes that there is not much scope of progress. It's narrow, it's confined, congested. And these children are far, far away from rivers, capes, and stars of words. They are far away from rivers, capes, valleys, and stars of words. The beautiful word, the nature, they are far away from it. They are cursed to live in, condemned to live in a polluted, congested, narrow streets. And these beautiful bounties of nature are far, far away from them. Poet here again brought alliteration, far, far. Repetition comes here to emphasize that they are not getting it in their life. With this, I end the poem here. One thing, the stars of words, you must be wondering what is that? From the stars of words that stand for words, words through the education that can empower them for their future. So their life or world is confined within the narrow streets of the slum. It is enclosed by the dull sky far away from rivers, seas. What does this river, valley, seas indicate? They indicate adventure and learning. But these children are far away from this. They are not getting the education, which is like stars, the words, star of words, that can equip them to face the future. Okay, so that's the end of the second stanza. Thank you and have a nice day.